Tokyo. Just the name conjures up images of a vibrant, futuristic metropolis. Images of neon lights, of bustling crowds in a city that never sleeps. Just the sheer scale of the place hits you right away. It's like stepping into a different kind of energy. But beyond its dazzling lights lies a city of surprising tranquility, of hidden gardens and ancient traditions. Join me on a 5-day Tokyo adventure where we'll explore serene temples, the immersive world of Team Lab planets, and Tokyo's captivating history, including a stop at the 47 Ronin Temple. And of course, no trip to Tokyo is complete without indulging in its world-renowned cuisine. Get ready to salivate as we sample everything from melt-in-your-mouth Kobe beef to expertly prepared sushi and unique local treats. So buckle up and get ready for a taste of Tokyo. Let's dive in. Tokyo hasn't always been about the bright lights. There's a lot of history here if you look for it. It started as a small village called Edo, which literally means estuary, referring to its location at the mouth of the Sumida River and for all the rivers that once free flowed throughout it. It then became the capital of the Tokugawa shogunate. For over 200 years, the Tokugawa shogunate enforced a policy of isolation, limiting contact with foreign countries. This led to a unique and insular culture, but also spurred domestic innovation and the development of distinct Japanese arts and crafts. A strict social order was also put in place, and everyone had to be super respectful to avoid trouble. This culture of respect and harmony, called wa, became a big part of Japanese life and has carried on to today. In the late 1800s, the Meiji Restoration happened, and the capital was officially moved from Kyoto to Edo, which was then named Tokyo, meaning Eastern Capital. This move symbolized a shift in power and a new era of modernization and international engagement for Japan. The city has been through a lot: earthquakes, fires, and wars. And each time it rebuilds, it changes a bit. You can still see these periods of history walking around the city, mixed in with all of the new stuff. With this historical context in mind, we began to explore this megacity. Arriving Monday evening, one of our first experiences was the iconic Shibuya Scramble Crossing. The sheer volume of pedestrian traffic was striking, especially at night. Dinner later was ramen at a little joint below our hotel, easy and quick after a day of traveling. There was a little bit of a learning curve trying to use the machine, but they had the menu in English, so that helped. The broth was rich and savory, and the noodles were perfectly tender. Talon also tried tamago kake gohan, which is where you put raw egg over rice. It was okay, but he really enjoyed it. You guys like the ramen?
Very nice. It was very filling for me. It hit the spot after a long travel from Guam.
It was alright.
From the island of Guam.
Okay.
It was delicious. The pork was good.
Can I come?
I like the raw egg over the rice.
Yeah, I wasn't loving that. Besides ramen, there were tons of other restaurants right downstairs. Super convenient after a long day of wandering around if you don't want to go far to grab something to eat. Speaking of our hotel, we stayed at the Shibuya Stream Hotel, which is located right above Shibuya Station. It was really modern and had all these cool robots that would deliver stuff to your room. You'll be able to find a deeper hotel review in my Travel Notes Tokyo video that I'll post later. But this place was excellent. Where are you going, little robot? Tuesday morning, we decided to check out the Imperial Palace Gardens. It's really nice that they give free guided tours twice a day. You do have to line up early though to get tickets. Is it worth it? I'd say that's debatable. The experience is less about lush gardens and more about the historical architecture within. This site was once the location of Edo Castle, which was the seat of the Tokugawa shogunate, so you're walking through centuries of Japanese power. You see impressive older structures framed against the modern skyline, which is a striking visual contrast. And you get to stand where the emperor addresses people. You can't go inside anything though. I think that only happens once a year. The tour groups can get pretty big, so it can be hard to hear the guides sometimes, especially with other language groups around. But hey, it's free and a thing to do if you've got time to kill. We also went during winter, so it's possible that you'll see more of the gardens during other times of the year. Shifting gears entirely, we hopped in a taxi to make our reservation slot for Team Lab Planets. This exhibition was a genuine highlight, even my parents loved it. Stepping inside is like entering a living, breathing digital canvas. You're surrounded by light, color, and sounds that respond to your presence, a truly immersive and uniquely Tokyo experience. It's the kind of place that makes you feel like you're stepping into the future, or at least a very imaginative present. I highly recommend it. What did you think of the Team Planets?
Oh, I like it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I looked like you had fun.
Yes, I did. Hello.
That's going on YouTube?
Oh,
Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah?
that was good.
Dad?
It was a very interesting tour. It definitely touched all your senses.
Tested all your senses, yeah.
And yeah, good thing I wasn't high, or I would never be out of there.
Do you think you would have enjoyed it better?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
I probably would still be on the floor of the flowers.
the flower one?
Yeah,
think
that was pretty good.
And the fishes.
Fish was cool. It was definitely cool. I liked that they had some fragrances that kind of matched the exhibition room. So there was like flower smells and stuff. I think we would definitely recommend it. By this time we were starving, so lunch was at the nearby Tsukiji Fish Market. Well, the outer part of it. The main fish market moved to another building, but the outer market is still there. It's kind of touristy. Okay, no, it's really touristy, but it's still fun to walk around in. There's lots of food stalls and places to buy gifts. We found a lunch spot serving what I would call mid-tier sushi, which is pretty decent and similar to what you'd find back home. After lunch, we continued exploring, but this time through the inside of the market. You can find all kinds of things, including fresh seafood. Check out this giant crab that was being sold. Poor guys. I'm sure they're delicious though. Of course, my dad and Kellen found an ice cream place. Which one did you get? Milk soft?
Japanese strawberry is different than American strawberry.
Is it? Is it sweeter? Or?
It's not as sweet, but the taste is better.
So what I needed.
It's not like...
It's a very soft...
yeah, it's not super sweet.
Yeah, not super sweet. Very flavorful and strong flavors.
I wanted something a little more filling, so I went on the hunt for taiyaki. Taiyaki are fish-shaped cakes that can be sweet or savory, and lucky me actually did find a place that was selling some.
Alrighty.
And we're back. Alright, I got a taiyaki, which is a local Japanese street food dessert. I got the custard filled one. It comes with matcha or red bean, but I like custard. And it's freshly made.
Freshly made.
Ooh,
Share with it the rest of the people here.
All right.
I'm trying to get the custard found.
Tell us
It's
the.
like a pancake
Okay.
texture, and it's crispy on the outside. I'm still waiting to get the custard. There's nothing in there yet.
Oh, there.
Oh, hot.
And it's hot.
Is it hot? Oh, yeah. That's a
It's like a waffle.
And you, sir? What do you?
It's like a filled waffle.
Buttery and creamy. It's like a warm waffle cone.
Very nice.
Pancake.
Okay.
I think it's more of a pancake with the crispiness of a waffle.
I don't want to go there. I want to go there.
And you?
Huh?
You want a bite? You don't want a bite?
Okay. Your opinion?
It's good.
That's it. It's good.
I want miso ice cream.
Oh my god.
We wanted to see the 47 Ronin Temple after lunch, but by the time we got there, it was closed. Bad timing on my part. They close earlier in the winter season, so make sure you double check times before you go. There was a shop nearby where this really kind store owner insisted on taking our photos with a samurai sword. Sometimes you just have to embrace the tourist experience. As evening approached, we decided to explore the city and walk from Shibuya over to Shinjuku for dinner. We passed by Nonbai Yokocho, also called Drunkard's Alley. It's essentially a narrow street densely packed with tiny bars. You pass by it before you reach Miyashita Park, which also has a bunch of eateries right below it. Yep. After about 45 minutes, we arrived in Shinjuku and continued exploring. To get to our dinner spot, we walked through Kabuchiko, which is the entertainment district. Bathed in neon light and stuffed with people, it's the kind of atmospheric, slightly gritty scene that often comes to mind when you picture Tokyo at night. Perhaps not ideal for families with young children after dark, but it's undeniably evocative. It reminded me slightly of walking around the red light district in Amsterdam, but without the women in the windows bit. Dinner that night was a complete contrast. Yakiniku Washino Shinjuku, specializing in Kobe beef. For those unfamiliar, yakiniku is essentially Japanese barbecue, where you typically grill your own meat yourself over a charcoal or a gas grill. After years of hearing how amazing Kobe beef is, we were excited to finally try the real thing, and I'm happy to say it lived up to the hype. Here, they give you a piece of beef fat to rub on the grill so the meat doesn't stick, although I'm telling myself it was for extra flavor. We ordered a sampler plate of different cuts of meat, and man, they all had beautiful marbling and practically melted in your mouth. Kellen, being a bit more adventurous, also ordered yuke, which is seasoned raw beef often served with a raw egg, similar to a steak tartare. Hands down, this was the best meal of the entire trip and absolutely worth seeking out if you appreciate truly high quality steak. And like every place we had eaten at so far, the service was impeccable. Wednesday morning, Kellen and I had breakfast at Bistro Rojiura. It's a cute spot run by two women bumping a hip-hop soundtrack and serving up a small menu of tasty breakfast options like French toast and croque madame. The coffee was on point, Kellen's French toast was super flavorful, and my croque madame was an expert combination of savory ham, melted cheese, and a perfectly fried egg. It was an unexpectedly amazing and delicious way to begin the day. And you know it's good when the dance moves start coming out. After breakfast, we met up with my parents and hopped on the metro to try the 47 Ronin Temple again. Thankfully, it was open this time, allowing us to properly experience this historic location. It felt more representative of traditional Japan than the Imperial Palace gardens did, offering a sense of quiet reverence. The story of the 47 Ronin is a legendary tale of loyalty and revenge. You might be familiar with the 2013 movie 47 Ronin, starring the legendary man himself, Keanu Reeves. But in case you're unfamiliar, the story goes, in the early 18th century, a group of samurai were left masterless after their lord was forced to commit ritual suicide. For years, they plotted revenge against the official responsible for their lord's death, finally succeeding in their mission and then ultimately accepting their own death sentences with honor. Their story is a cornerstone of Japanese culture, representing unwavering loyalty and sacrifice. We spent a couple of hours there taking in the atmosphere. Paying respects to each of the 47 Ronin involves purchasing incense and placing it at their graves. It's a simple but meaningful ritual. The site also includes a couple of small museums, one featuring intricately carved wooden statues of each of the Ronin, and the other one has a short animated film and artifacts from that time period. Photography isn't permitted inside, so I wasn't able to capture anything to share. Finishing our tour of that temple, we took a taxi to the other side of town to see Tokyo's oldest temple, Senso-ji. Arriving there, we immediately realized that we'd arrived during peak Chinese New Year crowds. More poor planning on my part. It was densely packed. Our first sight was the iconic Kaminariman Gate, or Thunder Gate, with its massive red lantern donated by the founder of Panasonic, a testament to the temple's enduring significance. Before reaching the main temple, we walked through Nakamise Dori, a shopping street with a history stretching back centuries, traditionally serving pilgrims visiting Senso-ji and offering a variety of traditional crafts and snacks. We navigated our way through the main temple area, pausing to try a local snack called dongi, which are savory rice balls with a rich sauce, a welcome burst of flavor, and a nice stop amidst the crowds. Senso-ji was founded in 628 AD, according to legend, when two fishermen brothers pulled a statue of Kannon, the Bodhisattva of compassion, from the Sumida River, making Senso-ji a significant pilgrimage site for centuries. The place itself is a massive and visually impressive temple complex. While the main hall, or kondo, was rebuilt after being damaged in World War II, it retains its historical design and spiritual importance, continuing to be a focal point of worship. Heading into the hall, you'll often see visitors gathered around the large incense burner called a jokoro, wafting the smoke over themselves, believing it has healing properties. We joined the queue to draw our fortunes, called omikuji.
You did? Recording.
Bad fortune. 3 women shouldn't meet together as they talk too loudly. It is bad to start a trip now. Marriage and employment are both bad. That's the last one.
You need to tighten up.
My fortune was number 23, which says the good fortune. Red clouds move and cover your way, and sign of being fortunate is always on your way. There is a little bit worry about traveling. There are no worries about marriage or employment.
Oh, good for you.
Amen.
And now the best.
Number 99, the best fortune. The sun is shining so brightly that you will get a blessing of the heaven.
Okay.
Marriage and employment are both good. You are the greatest human being that ever
Then
walked.
that doesn't say that. Does that mean ours balance out? If my marriage and things are bad, will that balance cancel each other out?
Get your bad juju away from me.
You are the yin and the yang.
It's in here.
Following local custom, we tied our unlucky fortunes to a designated wall, hoping to mitigate any impending misfortune.
I don't know, maybe it gets blessed. Alright.
All right.
Wow.
Walking off our bad luck, we explored the streets outside of the temple complex and headed off to find our lunch spot. I found a tiny, unassuming tonkatsu restaurant called Danki Tonkatsu. Tonkatsu are fried pork cutlets, and this one was exceptional. Everyone except for Kellen got the shrimp combo. The pork cutlet was perfectly crispy on the outside and tender and juicy on the inside, and the same with the shrimp tempura. The elderly woman running the restaurant was incredibly kind and patient, even when my dad mistook the tonkatsu sauce for tea and poured it into his cup. After lunch, Kellen and I went to an owl cafe. You know, just because it's Tokyo and you can.
We're here at the owl cafe.
The owls were beyond cute in a kind of serious and sassy, judgmental kind of way. It was a different kind of experience, and I made sure to choose a cafe that prioritized the well-being of its birds, which was clearly evident in their care. There were birds that had pink stickers next to them, which meant that they were on a break. This made sure the owls weren't stressed out by the constant human interaction. This little guy with the judgiest face of them all stole my heart. His name is Chaco, and I picked him to hang out with for the hour. He also pooped on me, but he was too cute not to forgive.
Kellen dropped his owl. What'd you do?
Kellen's little guy was called Egg, and even though I had to force him to come with me, I'm pretty sure he was loving it the entire time, because how could you not with these adorable little faces? These cute little... Made a new owl friend. And well, I think that was pretty great. It was really adorable. Little owl buddy.
We didn't get to eat any owls.
We didn't get to eat any owls, unfortunately. But that was great. It was cute. Everyone was quiet. I definitely thought that little kid was gonna get attacked by it because he kept sticking his finger in front of an owl, but that was really nice. It was quiet. I got a good feel for like the owls being like calm, right? Taken care of. It's clean.
Yeah, I was reading about they rehabilitate owls.
Yeah. And they had the little stickers, I don't know if you guys saw, with you don't touch the ones that are on a break, just to not overstimulate them. So it was like a 6,000 yen, which is,
No idea.
I don't know, but I think it was worth it. All right. After getting my cute owl fix, we then explored the Kappabashi Kitchen District. It's a fascinating area entirely dedicated to shops selling every imaginable kind of kitchenware. We decided to head over to Tokyo Skytree since it was nearby, which meant circling back to Senso-ji. The crowds had thinned considerably, allowing for more peaceful exploration and better opportunities for filming. I decided to try my luck again with the fortunes at Senso-ji, and this time, finally, I drew a good one. Alright, round two, we'll see what they got. Maybe it's a different dog this afternoon. Number 92.
92.
So this side.
Up. There you go.
Take that. Good fortune. Oh my goodness, read it. Always traveling around since your childhood has given you a lot of places.
Please continue.
It is a good sign to dream of a young horse in spring and dream of a swift horse will be a much better sign. It is good to make travel. Marriage and employment are both good. So maybe mom is my dad. Come in the afternoon, mama.
At first you get a bad fortune, pay the gods to give you a new one.
From there we headed over to Tokyo Skytree, eventually deciding to ascend to the top. Standing at a staggering 634 meters, which is 2,080 feet, the Skytree isn't just a tourist attraction, it's also the primary broadcasting tower for the Tokyo area. To get to the absolute highest point, the Tembo Galleria, we booked our tickets at the kiosk stations when you first enter, but you can book them in advance, which I'd highly recommend to avoid potentially long queues during peak seasons. Once we reached the top, the Skytree truly lived up to its immense reputation, offering a panoramic view that underscored the overwhelming scale of Tokyo sprawling out in every direction. On a clear day, you might even be lucky enough to spot the majestic silhouette of Mount Fuji in the distance. By that point in the day, however, the sheer size of the city was starting to feel a bit exhausting. So after we walked around the whole ring, we headed back to the hotel. Dinner that evening was at Sushi Punch, an omakase restaurant that you need to make reservations for. For those unfamiliar, omakase is a Japanese phrase that essentially means, I'll leave it up to you. In the context of dining, particularly sushi, it means that you're putting your trust in the chef to select and serve the best and freshest dishes available. The head chef was not only incredibly skilled, but also spoke excellent English and had a wonderfully engaging and humorous rapport with my mother. And the sushi itself was simply phenomenal. Each piece was incredibly fresh, expertly prepared, and a delightful explosion of flavors in your mouth. Even my parents, who typically do not eat raw fish, were thoroughly impressed. Sushi Punch was definitely a culinary highlight of the trip. Thursday, we all did our own thing. Kellen went off to live his teenage dream. He got a full day tour through Car Shop Glow, whom he highly recommends. His tour started with a pickup at our hotel in Shibuya, then they headed to Car Shop Glow, followed by a secret spot, and then over to Spoon Type 1. After Spoon Type 1, they hit up Under Suzuki Carbon Factory, and then headed over to Scoot. They stopped by Up Garage Main so he could see a store with tons of auto parts, which I guess that's exciting. When they finally headed over to the mecca of the JDM world, his words, not mine, the Daikoku parking area. So while Kellen was off on his gearhead pilgrimage, I went to Isetan department store over in Shinjuku while my parents did their own shopping. I got donuts for breakfast in addition to some cool stationery. I shared the donuts back at the hotel before heading out for a Michelin-starred lunch at Misola, an Italian fusion restaurant. The meal was beyond delicious, a creative and harmonious blend of Italian and Japanese culinary traditions. The flavors were complex and surprising, and the service was absolutely exceptional. I feel like lunchtime services are a great way to experience Michelin-star quality for a fraction of the dinner prices. After my lunch, I experienced a modern tea tasting at Sakura Garden, a minimalist tea room on the 5th floor of a nondescript building. The tea tasting, paired with traditional wagashi sweets, was a thoughtful and educational experience. I learned about the nuances of tea preparation, particularly how water temperatures affect flavor and caffeine levels. This tea preparation was interesting in that they steeped this particular kind of green tea with the apple slices and then stirred it with ice so that it was served cold. Then they served you the steeped leaves with a dash of salt for you to eat, and it was actually really delicious. It was like a cross between kale and spinach. It would be really good in a salad or even as an appetizer on its own.
Thank you.
And of course, no tea ceremony would be complete without a serving of matcha. No sugars, no creamers, just straight matcha goodness. Being absolutely stuffed from lunch and tea, I chose to walk back to the hotel afterwards and explore more of the city on foot. Later, I went shoe shopping at Onitsuka Tiger, my favorite shoe store. By this time though, I was worn out, so I just had dinner downstairs at the hotel at a Spanish tapas place called Chiringuito Escriba. I was curious to experience a Japanese interpretation of Spanish cuisine, and it was very good. The Japanese, it seems, have a knack for elevating every cuisine they touch. Friday was our departure day, so we began early with a final visit to Toyosu Fish Market for one last omakase, but this time for breakfast. It's a little bit of a maze to find the restaurants. There are signs posted in English, but just take the elevator up to the 3rd floor. We chose to eat at Yamazaki based on its great reviews, and it did not disappoint. The quality was superb. The fish was incredibly fresh and expertly prepared, though perhaps not quite reaching the artistic heights of Sushi Punch. It was a fraction of the price. And the chef was incredibly kind. Okay, we just finished having the sushi breakfast at the place. It was really good. It was about $100 and something for the both of us with tea and about 10 pieces of sushi each. It was pretty good.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Super fresh.
The chef was very nice and like personable. He was cool, so we would recommend.
Sea bass was the best.
I think so. I don't know. We're doing this. Thank you. Sea bass was definitely the best. It was like so tender.
The consistency of each fish was
Pretty good. Even like the raw stuff, like the raw shrimp was the most surprising because it's just melted. I thought it was gonna be more crunchy, like the cuttlefish. And even that, I wasn't crazy about it, but it was still edible. It's very good.
definitely gotta try it.
We're gonna go check out the observatory now while we're here. There's definitely no auction, but we're just gonna see what's there. Yep.
Bellies full of incredible breakfast sushi, we took a walk through the sprawling Toyosu fish market to get a glimpse of where the famous tuna auctions happen. The sheer scale of the place is impressive, with wide aisles and designated areas for different types of seafood. The auctions take place in the very early morning hours, so while we missed the show, we could still see the designated auction blocks with some poor leftover frozen tuna waiting to be collected. It was fascinating to see the infrastructure that supports such a massive operation, bringing fresh seafood to Tokyo and beyond. During our trip, we had hoped to fit in a visit to the Meiji Shrine, but time simply ran out. We did have a little bit of time to kill before heading to the airport, so we ended up discovering Konno Hachimangu Shrine while walking around. It was a beautiful, historic shrine complex nestled unexpectedly in the midst of the bustling Shibuya neighborhood. It felt like a small oasis of calm amidst the constant motion of Tokyo. Despite its peaceful atmosphere, Konno Hachimangu Shrine has preserved through significant historical events, having been rebuilt after damage in both the Great Kanto earthquake and World War II. Interestingly, the grounds are also home to a large and revered ginkgo tree, believed to be over 200 years old and considered a sacred symbol of the shrine. Before heading back to the hotel, we also briefly visited the adjacent Toyosaka Inari Shrine, which is right across the street. It's known for its vibrant red torii gates and its dedication to the Shinto deity of rice and prosperity. After that brief moment of tranquility, it was time to return to the hotel and head to Haneda Airport, beginning our journey home. 5 days in Tokyo. It's a quick trip, enough to give you a sense of the city, but absolutely no way long enough to really dive in. It's a city that can feel both overwhelming and exhilarating. And yet, within that intensity, you can also find moments of surprising peace and quiet beauty. Tokyo offers an extraordinary culinary landscape and a fascinating blend of the ultra-modern and the deeply traditional. It's not just a destination, it's a complete experience. It's a bit crazy, utterly fascinating, and undeniably delicious. And despite the sensory overload, there's a remarkable undercurrent of politeness and consideration that permeates daily life here. There's no question we'll be back. We feel like we've only just skimmed the surface of what Tokyo has to offer. So until the next video, stay curious, stay hungry, and keep exploring. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Happy traveling!